sun also rises. Gradually, Mike Campbell replies, and then suddenly. We've entered the stage of suddenly. We're at a moment when a wide range of institutions have lost the public's trust. Because, as Russell Hardin would insist we think of the term, we're at a moment when institutions have become less worthy of our trust. The institutions, as I argue here, are less worthy of our trust because they've given up a certain integrity that trust demands. No single book could even slow, let alone remedy, this decline. But my hope is that a single book pointing to a growing body of diverse research might give us a way to speak of it. If we can name it and understand its nature, we can engage it and track it, and possibly slow it, at least in part. That alone is my aim here. The purpose of this short book is to introduce a conception of institutional corruption. As I explain in an increasingly intricate way, as we work through a wide range of institutional contexts, my belief is that we have allowed core institutions of America's economic, social, and political life to become corrupted, not by evil souls, but by good souls, not through crime, but through compromise. The argument of this book is that we need this more human sense of corruption if we're to even see the source of this loss and have any sense of how to repair it. An introduction. For 5 years, I headed a research lab at the Edmund J. Safra Center for Ethics at Harvard University that was focused on institutional corruption. The scholars who worked in and with that lab have produced an extraordinary range of scholarship, much of it more careful and specific about the particular institutions that I describe here. My aim is not to displace that research, but to point to it. And my hope is not that you will leave this book condemning the institutions I describe, even if at times I myself am quite condemnatory. Rather, my hope is simply that you leave this book with a way of talking about whether these or other institutions are, in the sense I describe, corrupt. My purpose is to introduce a way of talking. It is not to provide the punchlines. And if this way of talking, deployed more carefully or knowledgeably than I do here, shows that my intuitions about the institutions I describe here are wrong, then wonderful. Prove these alarms false, and you will have deployed more carefully than I the concept that I mean to introduce. I don't believe these alarms are false, and while I am certain we could repair the institutions I describe, that repair will not come easily or quickly. John Kennedy told the story of Marshal Hubert Lute, a French army general and colonial administrator in Morocco. Lute asked his gardener to plant a certain tree. The gardener objected that the tree would grow slowly and wouldn't reach maturity for a century. In that case, the marshal replied, there is no time to lose. Plant it this afternoon. This project is the marshal's tree. It may well take forever to complete, but there is indeed no time to lose. We should begin upon it now. Introduction. A mother is told that her attention-challenged son has ADHD and needs to be treated with Adderall. How should she think about this recommendation if she knows drug companies have helped fund the research that determined the drug was safe and effective? A school administrator is deciding whether to purchase genetically modified food. How should he evaluate claims that the food is safe when the majority of the research evaluating that safety is funded by the very businesses that would benefit from the conclusion of safety? A senator votes to deregulate the complex Wall Street financial instruments called derivatives, insisting the move would spur economic growth. How should we understand that claim when the largest contributors to the senator's campaign are from Wall Street? We live at a time when our need for trust is as high as it's ever been. From food and drugs to news and Congress, we depend on others to tell us the facts, and we depend on those facts to decide what to do or to evaluate what others have done. But the thesis of the lectures that were the basis for this book is that we are not sensitive enough to the conditions under which that trust gets earned, that across a wide range of contexts or institutions, we have allowed influences